it's Andy from the SA Survival, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on Fred 3.0 now. Yeah, it was too good a chance to give up, so we've updated Fred for a 2022 F150 FX4 with Pro Power 2000 watt or 2 kilowatt power on board. So this, I'm hoping, will be a little bit of a game changer for us in the way that we should be able to use the power on board to charge the fridge while we travel, and also the trailer as we drive as well. Before, what we've had is the DC-DC CTEC system, and that charged the battery in the truck and also the trailer batteries. But we're going to try and do this differently on this trip and use 110 instead of 12 volts. So with the 2 kilowatt inverter inside, we actually get two 110 plugs. This is a 20 amp service, and I've modified the back of the truck with this plug. As you can see here, right now it's just stored up into here, keeping it out of the way, and I've put it through the tie down and sent it down to the bumper so I can charge the trailer as we drive. There is the Pro Power switch right here, and once this is lifted up, the truck recognizes it's lifted up and we get a message inside. Underneath, what I've done is this is the cable coming out into this sort of plastic tube, and what we can do is we can remove this blank or lid, and inside I've put, just a matter of pushing it out, a 110 plug. And the reason why it's in this tube is when I plug the trailer in, this will actually push back a little bit further, and I'll show you on the trailer in a minute what I did with a cap on the harness inside the trailer. And from here we will be able to charge the trailer up as we drive, and the caps, basically these caps are going to be left on here to keep it all dry. So Pro Power on board has been energized, generator mode. So if we start the vehicle up, if I put my foot on the brake, this is the message that we will get. Because the bed cover is open, it's advising me that if I'm going to drive with it, then I need to hit OK. So basically, if I was to put it, it will not let me put it into drive until I press OK. The message is gone, and now I can put it into drive. It's a very clever system, actually. Now the next message, something is plugged into the outlet in the truck power supply in the bed. We're okay with that, yes. It's in generator mode, so it'll tell you that it'll run continuously, so we'll close that message. There's nothing plugged in right now. I just have a power bar in the back, which I'll show you in a second, and you can see right now we are set up. We are in the 2000 mode, 2000 watt charge mode. I can take this down to, I think it's 400 watts, so I don't have to have like all the inverter running, but we will be close to running probably around 1800 watts as we drive as well. Now what we might do as well is I'm actually going to take an electric kettle, and I'm going to take the toaster. We've already proved that these work for ourselves, and we're going to take them because in the morning we're going to have to plug the truck in and charge the batteries up, because that 4.5 amp trickle charger will take about 5 to 6 hours to get a big chunk of that charge into the trailer and also into the batteries that's in the back of the truck. They're not currently in here yet. So we're going to charge that, and we're also going to run the kettle for the morning cup of tea. And also, if we want to stop, we're planning on using the kettle instead of propane, and toast every other day or whenever we want toast. Let's go and have a look in the back at the power bar so that you can get an idea of what the plan is. So this whole seating area will be up and out of the way. The big fridge, the 65DZ, will be parked right here. And I just want to show you that I'm going to plug a power bar in here. I just lift up Bella's stuff here out of the way. This is also plugged into a socket in the rear, and this will give us a chance to put the fridge in and the battery charger into the rear power bar, and when we switch it on you can see that it will do its job, so we can charge quite a few things. I can even charge my camera batteries, drone batteries, all the batteries that we need. So this is going to be positive for us. Along with, I forgot to show it to you, along with a power bar in the front. Should I say, we have a 110 outlet in the front of the truck as well. So we have 4 sockets inside of the vehicle that we can do quite a lot of charging, but we are governed by the 2 kilowatts or the 2000 watts that it can produce. And most of that will be going towards the batteries and any ancillary stuff that we have going on. Once we're on the road, I will update you on how the charging is going when it comes to the 110. Like I said, at night time we will convert the fridge to 12 volts. It will come from the lithium-ion battery pack that I showed you in a previous video. That's for overnight stoppage, and then in the morning we'll plug it all back into 110 and we should be able to charge everything up. So we'll keep you updated as we go through our drive on how that works. Everything leading so far, I know we don't have the Power Boost hybrid, which has the 7.6 kilowatt truck, which gives you a 30 amp plug. And I've been following a few people that have plugged their big trailers in. We're not there yet, but this is only 110, 15 amps. Even though the socket says 20 amps, primarily we're going to be using about 15 amps of that system to charge up the trailer, and that's not all the time. Now I'm going to take you over to the trailer and we'll have a look at the wiring of that and see how that works with the truck. So what I've done is I've added a 110 extension. It is currently live and lit up, as you can see here, because we're getting ready for our trip. I put the cable up to where the shower is and run it literally down the side of the roof rack. Just to show you, I don't know if you're going to see it, I've put a piece of rubber in here to stop any chafing, because this is obviously metal right here, so that will stop it from chafing, and then cable tied that on. As we follow it down, we meet up with the cable again here, and then it will look a bit ugly as it travels over the front end, and then it will go down to the harness right here, which once I get the right length, it will go off to the bumper of the truck. Now, as you can see, what I've done also is put a cap right here, so once this is plugged into the tube that I just showed you on the bumper, so if we simulate this, this is coming out of the bumper inside of that tube, this would be plugged in, and then it would have the somewhat weatherproofed cap. And that's also twofold. It's not super dry or weatherproof, but what it will do is it will connect to the tube, and it will stop this from being vibrated out of its socket, and it will keep it in place. So that is the intent of what we're going to do here. Just to give you an idea, it will be connected somewhat like that. I do have extra cable here. This is just for now while we're parked, so that I can actually lift the box cover open, and from down in here I can actually give it a bit of slack, giving us a little bit more on this end here if it's too tight, which it probably is right now. So what are we going to do when it comes to trickle charging? Currently I have this 1.5 amp non-lithium ion trickle charger. It's a battery maintainer. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that with the shadow, unfortunately. Currently the LEDs are on, and pretty sure that it's all full right now, so none of these LEDs are actually functioning because it's been on charge throughout the day and the solar panels have done their job. I also have a second CTEK 4.5 amp charger as well, and that's what this plug is for. That will just get plugged into here when I want to charge it. Now, this maintainer is really good and it keeps it just where it needs to be, and I can monitor it from the front of the trailer to make sure that the battery is full or not full. If we find that we've had a couple of dull days and wet days, etc., when we're driving, I can switch this one off, switch this one on while we're driving, and along with the solar panels, which give anywhere between 0.5 amp to 3 amps, I think it is. We've seen 3.5 amps. We've also got this one that's going to give us 4.5 amps, so we can get quite a bit of charge. But this battery in the little trailer is only a 69 amp single lithium ion battery, so it recovers really quickly. Also, I have installed a small fan here. It's a very small, it's not even a computer fan, it's actually a VHF radio fan. Like so, I just glued the wires on so they can stay out of the way. It just wedges itself right there because this pack will get quite warm. I have then a USB cable right here that just plugs into a USB connection inside of the trailer, and while we're driving along, that fan will cool that down just to stop it from getting super hot. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Battery charger is not mounted directly to the, it's probably a better angle there, directly to the veneer of the, or the wall of the trailer. There are a couple of plastic nuts there to keep it suspended so the heat will not transfer directly to the sidewall. The air will move around and underneath of it, so cool it right down. So that's what we're going to do inside of the trailer as well. There is a shunt underneath of the ammo box here. The battery's underneath of here. There is a shunt under there, and so the CTEK charge monitor here is giving us how much amps we're wasting and whatnot, so it'll tell us exactly what the state of charge is with the battery. It does not tell me if the batteries are full, just gives me the idea of what the voltages are. If we go to the back of the trailer where the solar controller is, it's not saying full right now because it's going to sleep, but we've got nothing coming in. The battery is actually pretty full from today's charging, and so yeah. This monitor is not wired up to the shunt, so it doesn't really give us an accurate reading. It tells us what the voltages are, but this is the solar controller. It gives us what it's doing and if the battery is full. So when that is full, that indicates it's been full, and then I can switch that battery charger from 4.5 amps to 1.5 amps, or I can turn them both off if I don't need to have them on. So that is our update on what we're doing with our 2 kilowatt system with the truck and the trailer. There's not a lot of information out there about charging while driving with 110 from the truck. I have seen some stuff, but not a great deal. We wanted to do an experiment with this as we traveled roughly, we think, about 8,500 kilometers up to the Yukon and back, and seeing how this system compares to the last system with the CTEK DC-DC system. Now, there was nothing wrong with our CTEK system. I just didn't want to run it all the way into the truck, drill a few holes under the floor, as I did in the past, to get that 12 volt 1 AUG cable into the back of the truck. So I wanted to try something different. And I also wanted to use lithium ion batteries, of which the CTEK system that I had does not charge lithium, and I've been advised by CTEK not to do so unless I upgrade to the lithium charger. So that's why we opted with the 2 kilowatt system, and see how that all works out. Well, we'll keep you updated. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, and from there, survive to be alive.